Chelsea's ready to break the bank for Osimhen, Zidane to Al Nassr, a Ronaldo reunion on the horizon, Neymar drops a Barcelona bombshell, but Flick shockingly says no, and Cancelo's 25 million Al Hilal switch has everyone talking. The beautiful game is in chaos, and the drama unfolds by the second. Today, we're going to talk about this and much more. Neymar reportedly offered himself to his old flame, Barcelona. Can you believe it? The rumour mill has been churning, and it seems Barca were on the hunt for a new left winger after missing out on Nico Williams. And who pops up, ready to swoop in and save the day? You guessed it, nay? Now hold on a minute. Flick, the gaffer at Barcelona, apparently wasn't buying it. He gave Neymar's offer the cold shoulder, saying, "No thanks, mate." Whoa! Flick, a man who knows a thing or two about winning, wasn't impressed with the prospect of welcoming Neymar back. I mean, can you blame him? The guy's been out with a nasty knee injury since last October. The man hasn't played football for a whole year. Personally, I think this was a smart move by Flick. Barcelona are in a bit of a pickle financially, and Neymar's wages are probably higher than the GDP of some small countries. They've got bigger fish to fry, like sorting out their finances and getting their young players some game time. We all know Neymar's a talent, a showman, a magician with the ball at his feet. But is he the right fit for Barcelona right now? I mean, let's be honest, Neymar's a bit of a drama queen. He's got more red cards than a deck of playing cards. And with his injury history, is he really the reliable solution Barcelona needs? He left PSG for Al Hilal, and now he's trying to force his way back into the Camp Nou. It's like a soap opera, folks. And it seems like Neymar's entourage wasn't too happy about the news leaking. They denied the whole thing, saying it was disrespectful to Neymar and Al Hilal. The whole situation feels a bit off to me. I mean, if Neymar truly wanted to go back to Barcelona, wouldn't he have gone through the right channels? It feels like a bit of a publicity stunt to me. So who's telling the truth here? The media or Neymar's camp? It's hard to say, isn't it? But I think the writing's on the wall. Barcelona doesn't need him at this point. Is it a bit of a shame? Maybe. But sometimes, a club needs to look at the bigger picture. And that usually involves money and team chemistry. Neymar's return would have been a headline grabber, that's for sure. But I think Flick's decision was the right one. Honestly, the whole situation is a bit of a head-scratcher. Neymar's a world-class player, no doubt. But right now, he's injured, and Barcelona has other priorities, like getting their squad ready for the season. It's a classic case of what might have been, but in the end, it's probably for the best. Barcelona doesn't need the drama, and they certainly don't need the financial strain. The Neymar to Barcelona saga, a rollercoaster of emotions, rumours and speculation. It's a reminder that in football, nothing is ever certain, and sometimes the best move is to stick with what you've got. Oi oi, what's going on here, folks? It looks like Chelsea are making some serious moves for Victor Osimhen. They've been sniffing around the Nigerian striker for a while now, and it seems like they're finally ready to put their money where their mouth is. Can you believe it? Chelsea have been in talks with Osimhen's agent, Roberto Calenda, and they're gearing up to make a whopping bid between 65 million and 70 million euros. That's a lot of dough. But hey, when you're chasing a top-class striker like Osimhen, you've got to be willing to splash the cash. Now, let's talk about Osimhen for a second. This lad is an absolute beast in the box. He's got a nose for goal and the physicality to match. I reckon he'd be a perfect fit for the Premier League, especially at a club like Chelsea, who love to dominate possession. Can you imagine the damage he could do with the likes of Enzo Fernandez, feeding him the ball? It's a scary thought for any defense. But hold on a minute, what about Arsenal? They've been linked with Osimhen too, haven't they? Well, it looks like they might have missed the boat on this one. Fabrizio Romano, the transfer guru himself, has said that only Chelsea and Al Ahly are in talks to sign Osimhen right now. Sorry Gunners fans, but it seems like you'll have to look elsewhere for your striker solution. Speaking of Al Ahly, they're still in the picture too. They've already agreed on a deal with Napoli, but they're trying to convince Osimhen to make the move to the Saudi Pro League. It's a tempting offer, no doubt, but will Osimhen really want to leave Europe at this stage of his career? I'm not so sure. Personally, I think Osimhen would be a fantastic signing for Chelsea. They've been crying out for a top-class striker for years now, and Osimhen could be the man to finally fill that void. Imagine the scenes at Stamford Bridge if he bangs in a hat-trick on his debut. The place would be rocking. But what do you lot think? Will Osimhen end up at Chelsea, or will he stay put at Napoli? It's a tough one to call, but I've got a feeling that the Blues might just get their man. They've got the money, they've got the ambition, and they've got a manager in Enzo Maresca who loves to play attacking football. It could be a match made in heaven. Of course, there's always the chance that Osimhen could stay at Napoli. They're a top club in their own right. Plus, with Romelu Lukaku coming in to replace Osimhen, maybe the Nigerian will feel like he's got unfinished business in Italy. Who knows? But let's say Osimhen does move to Chelsea. Do you think he'll be the man to lift the Blues to the top of the pile? Can he be the missing piece of the puzzle that finally gets them challenging for the Premier League title again? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Manchester United making a late push for Ivan Toney? Blimey, that's a bit of a surprise, isn't it? I mean, the lad's been banging in goals left, right and centre for Brentford, but United, that's a whole different ball game, mate. Now, let's talk about this Manuel Ugarte fella for a minute. He's in Manchester, getting poked and prodded by the medical team. If all goes well, he'll be United's 5th signing of the summer. 5th? Can you believe it? United's hierarchy must be working overtime to get these deals done. But back to Toney. The Standard reckons United have been having a bit of a chinwag with Brentford about a late deal. Toney's got just a year left on his contract, and he's apparently told Brentford he's not keen on sticking around. The Bees wanted a whopping £50 million for him all summer, but now they might have to settle for less. Talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place. United and Chelsea are both sniffing around trying to get a bargain. But here's the thing. United already have 2 top-notch strikers in Xerxes and Højlund. Do they really need another? I mean, I know United love a good spending spree, but come on lads. Speaking of spending sprees, let's talk about United's transfer policy for a sec. It's been a bit all over the place, hasn't it? One minute they're splashing the cash on big-name signings, the next they're scrambling to offload players on expiring deals. It's like watching a dog chase its own tail. And don't even get me started on the whole Varane and Martial situation. Letting them run down their contracts? That's just poor management, if you ask me. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a humble football commentator. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Ugarte's set to become United's 5th signing. And that's great news for the Red Devils. The lad's a proper talent, and he'll add some much-needed steel to that midfield. But what about Lindelof? The poor bloke's barely had a look in lately, and now Lazio are sniffing around. With less than a year left on his deal, United might be tempted to cash in. But is that really the right move? I mean, the lad's been a solid servant for the club, even if he hasn't quite hit the heights we all hoped for. It's a tricky one, isn't it? United have got some big decisions to make in the next few days. Do they go for Toney? Do they let Lindelof go? And what about Eriksen? The Great Dane's been linked with a move away, but nothing's materialized yet. It's enough to make your head spin. But that's the beauty of transfer deadline day, isn't it? It's a roller coaster ride of emotions, with twists and turns at every corner. One minute you're up, the next you're down. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Let's see what happens in the next few days. Will United get their man? Will Brentford get the fee they want? Will I ever stop making terrible jokes? Only time will tell, my friends. Only time will tell. Liverpool, known for their tactical nous, are now sprinting in the transfer market. And guess who's on their radar? None other than Federico Chiesa, the Italian stallion from Juventus. Oh, what a twist in the tale. Just when you thought Liverpool was sorting out their midfield conundrum or bolstering the backline, they go all in for a forward. Classic, isn't it? Slots decided, forget the midfield, let's get some more firepower up front. Talks are buzzing, folks. Liverpool have thrown in an offer that's more tempting than a last-minute winner. 10 million up front with another 2 million euros riding on the future. Add-ons, you know the drill. Juventus wanted 15 million. But it looks like they might just bite at this. Now, let's chat about Chiesa. This lad's been on the wish list of every big club from here to Timbuktu. And Liverpool? Oh, they've had their eye on him since the days of Klopp's heavy metal football. Imagine, for 2 years, Chiesa's been dreaming of the Cops roar. Premier League, here he comes. And here's a juicy bit. Liverpool are the only ones who've stepped up with an actual offer. No dilly-dallying, straight to business. But can you believe it? A player of Chiesa's caliber potentially going for such a steal, thanks to his contract running down. It's like finding a prime Steven Gerrard in the bargain bin. Now, for a quick sidebar, Chiesa coming in isn't just a signing, it's a statement. He's versatile, he's got flair, and let's not forget, he's coming back strong from that nasty ACL injury. Last season, 33 appearances in Serie A, that's not just recovery, that's a comeback. But back to the transfer. Personal terms? No problemo. Chiesa's as keen as mustard. A 4-year deal on the table, and Liverpool are ready to welcome him with open arms. Will this be the coup that Liverpool fans talk about for years, like Suarez's bite or that night in Istanbul? Only time will tell, but the signs are all there. So Reds, are we excited yet? This could be the spark that ignites Liverpool's season. Chiesa in red, running down the wing, the Anfield faithful singing his name. Sounds like a match made in heaven, or should we say in Merseyside. Keep your eyes peeled, this transfer tale isn't over till the fat lady sings, or in this case, till the transfer window slams shut. What do you think? Will Chiesa be the next hero at Anfield? Let's watch this space. Jadon Sancho to Chelsea and Raheem Sterling to Manchester United. Yeah, you heard that right. A potential swap deal is on the table, and it's got everyone talking. Who would have thought we'd be chatting about two of England's most talented wingers swapping shirts between two of the biggest clubs in the Premier League? Madness. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is football we're talking about. Things can change in the blink of an eye. Sancho is reportedly open, yes folks, open, to a move to Chelsea. Why wouldn't he be? A fresh start in London under Enzo Maresca after a rocky ride with Ten Hag at United. It's got to be tempting. And let's face it, he needs it. The lad's been on the periphery ever since that fallout with Ten Hag last year. Now what about Sterling? The man who's been frozen out at Stamford Bridge, the bomb squad they're calling it. He's been demoted like an old Nokia phone. Can you believe it? From Premier League star to outcast. United, with their desperate need for attacking flair, are sniffing around, and Sterling might just fancy a reunion with the Northwest. But hold on. There's the small matter of his massive wages. £70 million in wages and bonuses still owed? That's enough to make any club wince. But here's the kicker. United want this swap on their terms. They're not about to splash the cash if they can help it. So, what's the play here? Could this be the rarest of football unicorns, a straight swap deal? Or will the financial hurdles prove too high? Now, let me digress for a moment. First off, why is Sancho so eager to leave United? Let's be real. His time at Old Trafford has been more of a roller coaster than a smooth ride. A few flashes of brilliance, but nothing consistent enough to justify that hefty price tag. And Sterling? Well, he's no stranger to controversy, but this Chelsea snub might be the push he needs to get back to his best. Secondly, this whole situation just screams of two clubs trying to make the best of a bad situation. Both players need a fresh start, but will a swap really solve their problems? Or are we just watching two clubs shuffling their unwanted cards in the hope they'll hit the jackpot? Lastly, and this is just my 2 cents, if this deal goes through, it's going to be one heck of a story. Both players have a point to prove, and you can bet they'll be gunning to show their old clubs what they're missing. Imagine the drama when these two meet on the pitch later in the season. So what do you think, mates? Will this swap deal come to fruition? Will Sancho play in Chelsea's blue uniform and Sterling in United's red? Give us your thoughts in the comments below. We'll be interested to hear what you think. Looks like the Saudi Pro League is in for a real shake-up. Al Nassr, who finished a whopping 14 points behind Al Hilal last season, just can't seem to catch a break. They got absolutely thrashed 4-1 by the Blue Waves in the Saudi Super Cup final. Ouch, that's gotta sting. But wait, there's more. Apparently, Al Nassr isn't too happy with their gaffer, Luis Castro. They want to win every trophy out there, and they mean business. So, who do they turn to? None other than the legendary Zinedine Zidane. Can you believe it? Ronaldo, the main man at Al Nassr, is reportedly pushing for a reunion with his old Real Madrid boss. Oh, the nostalgia. But here's the thing. Zidane has been linked with just about every big club out there. Manchester United, PSG, Juventus, Bayern, you name it. But he's been out of the game for almost 3 years now. What's he waiting for? Some say he might be holding out for the France job after Deschamps, but that's not happening until at least 2026. So, what's a world-class manager to do? Well, according to Marca, Al Nassr is ready to give Zidane an offer he can't refuse. We're talking big bucks, people. Now, let's be real here. Can you imagine Zidane, the man who's won 3 Champions League titles, coaching in the Saudi Pro League? It's like asking Gordon Ramsay to cook at your local fast food joint. Sure, the money might be good, but is it really worth it? Personally, I think Zidane should hold out for a top club in Europe. He's got the pedigree, the charisma, and the tactical nous to succeed at the highest level. But then again, if he's tired of waiting for the perfect offer, why not take a little detour to Saudi Arabia? It could be a nice little vacation, and he'd come back with his pockets full of cash. One thing's for sure, The transfer market is never boring. It's like a soap opera with all the twists and turns and unexpected plot twists. Who knows what'll happen next? Maybe Zidane will shock us all and take the Al Nassr job, or maybe he'll wait for the perfect opportunity to come knocking. All I know is I'll be watching this space closely, and if Zidane does end up in Saudi Arabia, you can bet I'll be tuning in to see how he fares against the likes of Al Hilal and Al Ittihad. It could be a real game changer for the Saudi Pro League. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. What do you think, folks? Let me know in the comments below. João Cancelo, the Portuguese sensation, the man who's been tearing it up at Manchester City, has only gone and signed for Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. Can you believe it? Now, I know what you're thinking. Why on earth would he leave the Premier League champions for a club in Saudi? Well, let me tell you, it's all about the money, honey. Al Hilal splashed out a cool 25 million euros to get their man. That's right, 25 million euros. But here's the thing, Cancelo had fallen out of favour at City. Pep Guardiola, the mastermind behind City's success, just didn't fancy him anymore. It's a shame, really, because Cancelo was an absolute beast in his first 3 seasons at the club. He was named in the Premier League Team of the Year twice, for crying out loud. But that's football, isn't it? One minute you're the main man, the next you're warming the bench. And it seems like Cancelo just couldn't handle being a bench warmer. Rumour has it he was causing a bit of a stir in the dressing room, and City just couldn't be dealing with that. So off he goes to Al Hilal, where he'll no doubt be treated like royalty. And who can blame him? He's 30 years old, he's won everything there is to win in England, and now he's got a fat paycheck to look forward to in Saudi. But let's take a moment to reflect on Cancelo's time at City. He was an absolute revelation when he first joined from Juventus. His ability to play on either flank, his pace, his skill, his crossing ability, he had it all. He was the perfect fullback for Pep's system. But then, something changed. Pep started to favour other players, and Cancelo found himself on the fringes. It must have been tough for him, going from being one of the first names on the team sheet to barely getting a look in. And then, of course, there was the loan spell at Barcelona last season. It was a chance for Cancelo to prove himself, to show Pep what he was missing, but it didn't quite work out that way, did it? Now, some might say that selling Cancelo to Al Hilal is a mistake, that City are letting a world-class player go for a relatively small fee. But I disagree. I think it's the best move for all parties. City get to cash in on a player who doesn't fit into their plans anymore, and they free up some space in their squad for new signings. Cancelo gets a new challenge, a new adventure, and a whole lot of money. And Al Hilal get a top-quality player who will no doubt help them retain their Saudi League title and make a run in the AFC Asian Champions League. João Cancelo, the Portuguese fullback extraordinaire, is off to Saudi Arabia. It's the end of an era at Manchester City, but the start of a new one for Cancelo. Will he be a success at Al Hilal? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, he'll be laughing all the way to the bank.